Former Ole Miss Rebel football head coach Hugh Freeze issued a formal apology this weekend regarding his personal scandal.
Our own sports reporter Nick Donovan is in the studio to explain Freeze's apology. Nick?
Thanks, Lauren. In his first extended public statement since resigning almost 2 months ago, Hugh Freeze apologized to the Rebel fan base. Freeze notes that with the NCAA hearing being done, it seemed like the right time for him to speak from his heart. Quote, "We have some incredible memories to hold onto from our time at Ole Miss, and want to thank you for blessing us over the last 5 years. While I realize there's no good answer for the pain I've caused, I hope you can forgive me." I'll further break down Freeze's apology later in the show, but for now, back to you guys. Welcome to Sports Watch. I'm Nick Donovan. It's Bama week, boys and girls. Less than a week away from a showdown in Tuscaloosa, the Rebels hopefully have spent their bye week learning how to contain the Crimson Tide. In his press comments earlier today, Coach Matt Luke elaborated on how the Rebels are approaching Alabama's run game.
Well, it's going to be a challenge. You know, obviously they're running for 300 yards a game. You know, I think we got to limit their direct runs. We got to try to make them bounce the ball where they can't attack us straight downhill. You know, I think that's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be a area of focus for us to try to stop the run and make them throw the ball to beat us.
Ole Miss is not even in the top 100 teams in rushing defense, allowing almost 200 rushing yards a game. So it'll be interesting to see if the Rebel defense can step up against the #1 team in the nation. It took you long enough. I'm sure the entire Ole Miss fan base is thinking that in regards to Hugh Freeze's formal apology. Yes, he admitted he made a mistake and he was wrong. But there are a few topics left out of Freeze's letter that is left open for discussion. First off, there was no clarification on how involved he was with the NCAA violations. Freeze did confirm that concerning number found in his phone directly resulted in his resignation, but there was no mention of any allegations. Also, one segment of his letter included, quote, "Some of the things being reported about the matter are inaccurate or in some cases completely false." So what parts of this scandal are true and what parts are hashtag fake news? We'll just have to wait and see for more information to come out. Kicking it over to soccer, the Rebels are coming off back-to-back wins in conference play with victories over Georgia and Arkansas. Coach Matt Mont can be more pleased about his team having the best start in program history.
Really happy with how we defended. So on Thursday night it was about playing soccer and passing the ball and being dangerous, and Sunday was about fighting and battling and scrapping, and we were able to get the win. And it was nice. We Arkansas didn't have a shot on goal, so that's a big credit at their home field. A team that's really dominant in scoring. To keep them without a shot on goal was huge for us.
Ole Miss will look to continue their winning streak as they host the South Carolina Gamecocks Friday night. And don't forget about our tennis team. The Rebels tennis team's top 3 players are currently in Stillwater, Oklahoma for the ITF Futures Tournament. Senior Ariane Hartono won her first round of qualifying in the event, defeating Tulsa sophomore Markina Okolova. Hartono will need to win twice tonight to advance to the main draw. Looking ahead, up next facing Ole Miss tennis is the Rivera All-American Championships being September 30th in California. If I gave you 100 guesses for what player would be leading NFL in jersey sales, I don't think you could get it. That title goes to Steelers offensive lineman Alejandro Villanueva. In yesterday's game against the Bears, Villanueva was the only player on the Steelers to come out of the locker room and stand during the national anthem. 24 hours later, and his jersey is the highest seller across all sports platforms, reports Fanatics. Villanueva was a captain and an Army Ranger who served 3 tours in Afghanistan and received several medals for his service, including the Bronze Star. Last night, the Raiders traveled to D.C. to take on the Redskins to try to move to 3-0. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Opening drive, Derek Carr drops back. He throws a deep ball intended for Amari Cooper, but that pass will be picked off by Monte Nicholson, and defense leads to offense because next drive, Kirk Cousins passes to Chris Thompson. He'll scramble his way into the end zone for a 22-yard touchdown. Redskins take the 7-0 lead. Derek Carr still struggling later in the game. Here he is, drops back, and tries to find a receiver, but intercepted again by Kendall Fuller, and then this is all Redskins. Later, 4 minutes before the half, Kirk Cousins finds a perfect pass, a dot to Vernon Davis. Skins will take the 14-0 lead going into the half. In second half, Kirk Cousins is still at it, finds a deep ball to Josh Doxson, way up in the air. Doxson snags the ball. It takes 2 guys to bring him down, but he's already in the end zone. Redskins take a 21-0 lead. Last chance for the Raiders, Derek Carr. He struggled all game. You can see Redskins defenders all over him. He finds Seth Roberts, who fumbles. The Redskins recover, and at that point, that was the dagger. The Redskins would win 27-10. But I'm upset at you, Josh Norman. You limited Amari Cooper to 1 catch for 6 yards, causing me to lose in fantasy this week. But that's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.